chat. Okay, I'm gonna quickly send a link onto my Instagram. View channel. Share. Copy link. Okay. Go back. Post on Instagram that we are live. I am so sweaty for some reason. Link. Yeah, I'm good. Just posting a link to the live on my Instagram. And it's hot out. Make big text. Okay. I'm just gonna pop the tripod for my phone right here because we are vlogging as well. Excuse me. Oop, 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 oop. Okay. All right, there we go. Oh, thank goodness the AC kicked on. All right, good evening, everybody. How y'all doing tonight? Let's do white. Yo, what's up? Welcome to the live. How are you? I'm good, I'm good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hi, hello. 7, 8, 9, 10. I am crocheting flower coasters. 11, 12. Ignore the dull roar in the background. That is my air conditioner. And if you're just joining, don't forget to double tap the screen to like the live and hit that subscribe button. We have lots of fun. I'm trying to save up for a down payment on a house, so every little bit helps. Let's see if y'all can beat the Nightbot in the chat leaderboard today. I don't know what the point of it is, but shoot, my scissors. Put them right here so that they stay. 2. I'm also just setting up my camera because I'm vlogging right now. Hello. Make it a little taller. Okay. Great. You're on your mom's account. Okay. You're allowed. All right. Just don't put your age in the chat. 3. Yeah, my tripod doesn't want to stay upright. Sorry guys, I'm trying to vlog. Ah, you like the channel? Thank you. Right, we are on coaster number 23 of the day. And I think that's a pretty respectable number so far. And it's only a little bit after 7 o'clock, so I think we can get way more done tonight on live. Boop. Please mod, you have a PC. I already have enough mods. Thank you though. Right. Let's do a white coaster. Make a couple of those. I am trying to see how many of my flower coasters I can make in one day because I'm market prepping. So far it's going well. So how was everybody's day? Yours is going okay, that's good. Yeah, I crocheted all day and then realized I forgot to film a lot for the vlog I'm making because I'm seeing how many of these coasters I can make in one day. And then I sat there making coasters and realized I forgot to film a bunch of things. So, oops. It's fine, I have my phone set up so we can get some clips during the live and it'll go good. Everything's fine. So, if you're just joining, don't forget to double tap the screen to like the live and hit that subscribe button. Say in the chat, seeing if you can gain XP points. I don't know what they do yet. This is a new feature YouTube rolled out, but there you go. Okay. Just gonna set that there. The yarn I am using is Premier Home Cotton by Premier Yarns. If you want some for yourself, you can use the affiliate link in the description, and Nightbot's going around posting it. I earn a small commission if you use my link, which really helps me out. Did you make your hat? No, my mom bought me this. I don't know when. Where, I mean. I know when she bought it, but I don't know where she bought it. I got it as a Christmas present. I do make hats, though. Ugh. Tell you, I am done with summer. I'm just done with this heat. It's too much. What are you making? I am making flower coasters to sell at one of my upcoming markets, and just to have as inventory on my website. This is coaster number 23 of the day, because they're my best seller at markets, so I want to make sure I have, excuse me, a lot. I don't know. Hold it up. This is how it looks so far. You know, if I put, I'm getting an idea. I could make it look like a fried egg for something fun. We'll do that. Here's what a finished one looks like. Just stretch it out a bit. This is a finished one in one of the colors I make. And as for the philosophical comment in the chat, I think being a good person is more important, but looks nice. Thank you. I have 6 different colors of them. And then at some point tomorrow, I'm going to assemble some of them into full sets for sale, to sell as a full set at a discount. mark it. It was larger. I love working with different colors. Yeah, color work can be fun. Is Aaliyah in the house? Not yet, Laura. And Mom isn't either, but it's fine. I'm sure they'll both be here soon. I know Mom's got stuff she's doing this evening, but she told me she would come join the live later. You know, Dad might make an appearance and chat. I don't know. But cotton or acrylic. This is a cotton polyester blend, but I mostly use cotton for my coasters. Let's see. This is, the yarn I'm using is Premier Home Cotton. It is 85% recycled cotton and 15% polyester. And I use this for a lot of things. Dishcloths, towels. And it's good because it's not 100% cotton. So it isn't as stiff and doesn't tear up my hands. But it's still a good kitchen cotton. Like, I wouldn't make a dress or a baby blanket out of this, but it's good for bags, dishcloths. I actually hold this one double with roughly textured yarn to make little scrubbies. And that's what I use in my kitchen. I use my own scrubbies made up of scrap yarn. Though I know the label for this says it's a 4-weight, but I think it's more like a 3-weight, if you ask me. It's just a little thinner. But it's still a good, sturdy cotton. I like it. And it comes in lots of colors. Here, kitty cat claws upstairs. This particular cone is really splitty for some reason. Let's see, which one could it be up there? I think it's probably Guinness. Peaches and cream, most abrasive for dishcloths. Yeah, I like peaches and cream too for dishcloths. / Lily sugar and cream. I'm pretty sure. I think they're the same. I mean, it's the same parent company, just different labels. I think at one point they were different. I do have a cone of peaches and cream from the 90s. Maybe someday I'll pull that down and compare it to one of my cones of peaches and cream that I bought a few weeks ago. And we'll see. Sell well and give them as gifts. Yeah, they do sell pretty well. And they make really nice gifts. I like using peaches and cream, lily sugar and cream. I like making bags out of them too. And it's a good sturdy cotton. Though I think my favorite cotton yarn right now is also by Premier. It's Cotton Sprout Worsted. That's a really nice, soft cotton. Poop for the vlog. Okay. So I wove these ends in as I went, so I'll just snip them off now. I'll make a pile. And then once I have a big enough pile, I'll weave in the last end. And then count them. All right. Quick break, coffee break. Stay hydrated. I used the last of my pumpkin coffee syrup today to make that latte, so. 3, 4. Hate finishing, need to hire someone to do it. Let me tell you, last year I did a winter market back in December, and I had so many ends to weave in that I literally taught my mom and dad how to weave in ends and just put them to work one night. It was like, look, I gotta attach price tags and do things. Here's a tapestry needle. Here's a video tutorial. Chop chop. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, gives me 11, 12. Just realized I forgot to film in the beginning of the vlog saying what yarn I was using. Oops. Again. It's alright. We've got the whole setup here. We can do it on live. Because I am just a mess of a person. Yeah. Took you a week to do. Ooh! I learned a way. This is what I'm doing right now, actually. I saw it on Instagram a couple years ago in a short video. A way to use your crochet hook to weave in your ends. That's what I'm doing right now. Hi, Miriam. And that did cut down a lot. You basically just use your hook to pull the ends through the stitches, and it hides it really well. And then at the end, you just snip it all off, except for like the last end. And that has worked out in my favor so far. I have a short video I made about how to do it. In fact, let me grab this and I will have Nightbot link it in chat. Finishing, yeah. What are you crocheting? I am crocheting flower coasters, but right now I'm just quickly putting I'm going into my own chat and having Nightbot. I am crocheting flower coasters, but right now I'm just putting a. I'm going. I cannot type. I'm having Nightbot. Okay. There you go. Nightbot, why'd you do that? And Nightbot just linked how I weave my ends in as I go. It has cut down on a lot of time. It makes those big projects with a lot of color changes go easier. Like those 6-color rainbow swirls hats I do, my other swirly hats. You want to make a loaf cat. Yeah, I see those. I just can't get into making the... I didn't shut you down, the Nightbot did. It probably caught something in the filter. It does that sometimes just to keep the spammers out, but unfortunately sometimes people get caught in the crossfire. But the last time I deactivated some of the filters, I got a lot of weird people in the chat, and so, sorry. I don't feel like dealing with weird people in chat. So, don't spam too much. Hi, Aaliyah! Welcome to the party. Took a nap and it ran too long. That's fine. I have definitely done that. So I always want to try and start my lives by like 6:30, 7 o'clock, and I try to nap beforehand. Otherwise, I'll be sitting here yawning and miserable, and yeah. So the Afghan, thank you. My grandma made this one back in the 70s out of Red Heart Super Saver, mind you. Hi, can you see my comments now? No, they look blank, but I can see you chatting, so. Yeah, they're still blank, Miriam. Like your pink top. Thank you. Generic shirt I got at Walmart over spring break because I went on a hiking trip and my dad forgot my luggage. So we had to go to Walmart. Caught the tail end of Kelsey's live. See, I caught the beginning part, and then as she was winding down, I ended up having lunch and then taking a nap. But I was there. I watched Kelsey's live today. And I'm astounded that she sold 192 scrunchies in just 12 minutes. Like, hashtag life goals. Hello, I can see you. Yeah, so. It was fun seeing all the pretty colors she had. How have you been? I've been good. Life is just lifing. My brother's getting married in very soon, in middle of October. I don't know why I can't think of how many months that left that is. She made an order with 4 of the new colors she got in her P.O. box. Yeah, I saw that. That was cool. And you bought 2 scrunchies. That's cool. You like my glasses. Thank you. I need to get new ones at some point. Because things are starting to get blurry again with them on. I know, I'm really hoping that Michaels brings back Juicy Couture for her. And I mean, I liked the Juicy yarn too for hats when I knit with it. And, you know, nostalgia factor. I wanted an original Juicy tracksuit so bad when I was growing up. And my dad said no. Because there were 8 scrunchies and 4 new ones were mystery ones. Wow. 8 scrunchies. Love that for her. I really like the bright safety yellow color. It's always just vibrant and fun. You know, I have Michael's Loops and Threads Soft Classic Neon in safety yellow. I make hats out of it. And those go flying when I do markets in the fall and winter. The neon yellow and the neon orange. But that's because I live in an area with a huge hunting culture, so. The school district I lived in, they got rid of the Monday after Thanksgiving being off. Because they're like, we are a urban school district now. So we don't need the first day of deer season off. And I'm like, this ain't an urban school district, okay? There's cows outside. You forget you don't just serve the city, you also serve all the surrounding area. And the way Pennsylvania is you hit the edge of town and there's nothing until the next town. Like, you hit the edge of my town, there's nothing until, like, Pittsburgh. Also, we're smack in the middle of a state forest, so yeah, we're not an urban school district. And it was hilarious because I always take that day off on my day job because we close for nothing. We close for Thanksgiving and Black Friday, that's it. But I always take that Monday off. And from what I hear when I get back into town, they're like, yeah, no one shows up. Like, last year, something like 90% of the kids were not at school in the school district. It was dead. There was no one because they were all out for Deer Day. So. I remember back when I was in college, because I went to college in Erie, and I'd be driving back from my hometown that Monday morning because it's deer day. Every professor in this can't. The university I went to was open, but every professor I had the Monday canceled class because they were out getting their deer. Because again, Pennsylvania, and it was always so funny just driving and watching. There were cars parked on the side of the interstate because it runs along all the state game lands, and people would just park their cars on the shoulder on a side of I-80 and go hunting. Urban school district, my foot. Pretty sure Philly gets Monday after Thanksgiving off. So I did hear that they're changing the law in Pennsylvania and they're going to start allowing hunting on Sundays now. Because it used to be you can't legally hunt on Sundays in Pennsylvania because I don't know. But last I heard, they're going to change that law, and I think starting in 2026, they're going to allow hunting on Sundays. Like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. You didn't know people couldn't hunt on Sunday. I'm not sure about other states, but I know in Pennsylvania, no hunting on Sundays. Which always threw me for a loop because I spend a lot of time up in New York too, where you can hunt on Sundays. And like I'd see hunters out and about and be like, the game warden's gonna get you, and they're like, this is New York. And I'm like, oh. Right, you live in a normal state. We live in a state where there's still one-room schoolhouses. Oh, goodness. Speaking of deer, there was a deer in my yard when I got home on Friday. Okay, it would seem smart to let people hunt for the entire week so that I may miss school or work. Yeah. It would make sense, but I think part of the reason I think is because all the people that write these laws do hunt. Like everybody in Pennsylvania hunts. And yeah, they want a day off. That's why they don't allow hunting on Sundays because then they get a day off to go hunting, and it's a valid excuse. There was a deer in my front yard yesterday, and it scared the heck out of me. I have a big bay window in my front room, and it's mostly covered up by a rhododendron. I was standing in there yesterday talking to my dad on the phone when something in the window moved. And I looked, and there was this freaking deer just laying there staring at me. And I'm like, I swear to God, if you are the same deer that was creeping on me in my back window the other day, like, shouldn't you be out jumping in front of somebody's car? Why are you looking in my windows? A deer with a staring problem. I'm wondering, because there was a family living in the woods behind my house of deer living in behind my shed. I remember seeing a mom and a baby this spring, past spring, and I'm wondering, it could be the same deer that's been living in my backyard. Which, let's say, get out of here by November, because coming into November, if that deer is still in my yard, it's going to be my dinner. You know, all my European friends, when I'm like, yeah, yay, venison, deer season, they're like, oh, how could you shoot them? Because they're delicious. It's in 4 months. Yeah, I know. So in 4 months, I'll be having delicious venison stew and venison jerky and venison burgers and more venison stew. God, November's in 4 months already? When did that happen? Like, wasn't it just last November, and I was uploading my first little video where I was like, hey guys, here's how many scrunchies I can crochet in a day. Watch me get terrorized in a ShopRite. Back when I was slapping all my videos together with Adobe Express. Free trial, making email after email after email just to keep the free trial going. Someone mentioned, hey, hi. 1, 2, 3. Welcome to the live. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If November's in 4 months, that means that the winter market that I did last year, the applications for that should be going out soon. So I will have to check that. Froze my butt off at a market the next town over last winter, but I did good. And I did not set myself on fire. I kept thinking back to Sarah's video during that Vlogmas about how she set her pants on fire because she was sitting too close to her heater, and I kept thinking of that as I was cuddled up to my heater. Was it lucrative? It was pretty good. It was pretty good. It was really cold, much colder than anticipated, and I sell mostly hats, so I made a pretty good amount of money on hats. And it was also good because the next town over, all their craft fairs don't require a vendor permit or tax documents. So that's why I never do markets in my hometown where I live, because they're like, you need this paperwork and this paperwork and this paperwork, and that's going to cost this much money and this much money, whereas the next town over, like, yeah, just show up. My best market advice, though, is always go where the Amish are. And give a nod. Adonis his meds. Alright, good luck, Aaliyah. Godspeed. Good evening. Welcome to the live. If you're just joining the live, don't forget to double tap the screen and hit that subscribe button. Saving up for a down payment on a house. Any little bit helps, because yes, on top of market prepping and my brother getting married, I'm also house hunting. Ah. I love this yarn, but it leaves little cotton fuzzies everywhere. Lower this tripod a little bit. And then also vlogging while live at the same time, multitasking. And then later I will probably be up late making a TikTok. Because I locked in on coasters today and forgot to film half of what I was doing. So. Try not smudge my eyeshadow. We can just show up. Mom and I have talked about making 5 or 6 things and a bunch of different factory code and going out there sometime. That would be fun. That would be fun. She's got a small following for her granny square bags. That's nice. Yeah, I really like those 13 square granny square bags. I have a couple that I've made available for sale. They're really, really creative. I'm just kind of granny squared out at the moment. The video that I have posted today was about how many granny squares I could make in one day. Because I'm making this blanket is for my brother as a wedding present when he gets married in October. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of granny squared out for a while. Been working on other projects. I made a sweater scarf today. I'm binging coasters. And then I'll probably go back to making granny squares just to get them done. Get her done. Kelsey's gonna do the challenges again. Yeah. Her rematches. That will be fun. I like those challenge videos. I eat those up. And those are actually like my favorite ones to film and do because then it's just one day of filming and then I'm done and I have a whole video ready to go. And lots of stock for my website. Because usually I film my vlogs over the course of a week, but if I do a challenge video, it's done in a day, and then I can take like a week off of filming if I'm feeling particularly bleh. Which is nice, because sometimes I just need a break. And then I think tomorrow, how long have you been making videos? I have been making long form videos for December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. 8 months. Long form videos for about 8 months. Short form about a little over a year and a half for short form, and then I've been Small Pine Crafts for about 2 years now. Yeah, 2 years. I did my first market 2 years ago this month. And then I opened my online shop about a year and a half ago. And I've been doing YouTube long form for 8 months. Everything else for about a year. All while working full time, mind you. But I try to keep my posts a big gaps in my long form posting. Like I post every other week just because that's about how much I can handle. So now that I've kind of streamlined doing bouquet coasters, I have thought about doing those. It's just that I always overwhelmingly prefer to use my own patterns. But I am tempted to try. Ma'am, hello. Hello. Do you have enough white or cream? Yeah, I have a lot of white and cream. Like, I do like a big monthly restock order from Premier and Hirschner's, and I'll usually get a bunch of cones to restock of white and cream and all that, just basic neutrals. Because I do blow through yarn really fast because I'm always crocheting. Like, even at work when all the kids are napping, I'll pull out the crochet. When there's nothing else going on, I crochet on my lunch break. I'm crocheting at home. It's a wonder my arms haven't fallen off. I started in 1999, just never stopped. Which is part of why I finally started my business. Because people have been telling me, you need to like open a shop for years because I'm just constantly crocheting. I think the only time I really stopped was for a few months after that accident I was in 15 years ago when I was degloved. And in that case I had to because I had no use of my hands for several months. And then I had to kind of relearn how. And he's fed and licking his chops. Good. And I did spiral into a pretty deep depression during that time. That was not good. So, yeah. I started crocheting in 1999, never stopped, and I finally bit the bullet and started doing craft shows 2 years ago, and then I opened my website just to finally get some of the stuff out of my house because I am sitting on a lot of inventory. Ma'am, your age? Old enough that I used to wear glitter eyeshadow all the way up to my eyebrows. Thought that was the height of style. Swip. I don't know what you mean by that, Ilya. But, yeah. Let's... Inventory's best. It is good. And it's great for the holiday season, too. Because, that's their name. Swip. Oh. But yeah, having lots of inventory is good for the holiday season, too. Because if I need a gift for somebody... and like I don't feel like spending the money or I'm running out of time, I can just pull it out of my inventory. Which I definitely do. Because I love unleashing the Christmas reckoning. Like, I'm gonna be that for when my brother and sister-in-law finally have kids. I'm gonna be the aunt that shows up and just leaves a pile of presents. Ugh, coffee. Oh, hey, we've been live for an hour. Nice. Hit the 1 hour live mark. Start in June and July. Yeah, I've started pulling out the yarn for people's Christmas gifts. I mean, everybody's getting handmade this year just because I'm trying to save every extra bit of money I can for a down payment on a house. Which is going well. It's just... a little annoying because I see new yarns. I'm like, ooh, I want it. No, I don't need it. I'm only buying yarn that like I actually need like to restock. Which hurts because there's so many pretty colors out there, but I don't actually need it. Cold weather patterns in the summer. Yeah, it is. So hard. But I like to save them when I do find them in the winter. I save them and then I pull out the pictures because I don't really use patterns by other people. Like the sweater scarf that I was making in my last live and all that. There goes the AC again. That's the first time I actually used a pattern written by somebody in quite a while. But in the end, I still ended up being like, okay, I don't want to do that part, so I'm going to do this part instead, and then adding to it. To the point where I can't really find much of the original pattern in the design, like comparing the pictures from the pattern I was using to the end product. I'm like, oh, these are like two totally different things. Because I just always prefer doing my own thing. So like, if I'm looking for patterns, I'm really just looking at the pictures and then going from there for inspo, like color schemes and such. Like, I know MJ off the hook was doing lots of tweed Christmas stuff one year. Ate those pictures up. He was making so many tweed things. I love a good tweed. Love a good neutral. Reminds me, yeah. I am running low on some tweed over there. I've got it. Where I can see. I should probably get some more tweed. For hats, because it's almost beanie season, or almost time to start making beanies season. See, I tried to do that, and like I tried to do that with the sweater scarf because I made 2 sweater scarves. And one, I tried to follow the pattern exactly, but by the end of it, I'm like, but then I was like halfway through, and I was like, nah, I'm still gonna go off on my own ideas. But overall, it was a good pattern. And it was written in the old shorthand style. Right. This is coaster number 25 of the night. Ba-ba! I'll weave in that end later. Alright, I made a bunch of white ones. Let's switch to another color. Let's see. What choices do we have here for coasters? We have this one here, purple. We have guava, fuchsia, turquoise, and rose pink. So, which one shall I do? I really like this turquoise. It's a very rich, dark blue. I think I will pull out this yellow too because this is all I have left. this one ready to go. Kind of want to do blue. What do y'all think, chat? Really like this turquoise. And I have so much of it. Because, yeah. Blue, yeah, I think I'm going to do the blue. The blue ones are my most popular color, I've noticed. When I do get orders on my website, which I have my own website. I have to drive my own traffic. I don't use Etsy or anything. You like the blue? Yeah, we're going to go with blue. It's usually for the blue ones. So, most of the money I make so far off of my finished items is, craft shows and commissions. But I only take commissions from people in real life. You have to find me to commission me. And I have to say yes. Which reminds me, that's probably going to start up soon because I've made a lot of Halloween costumes for kids at the school I teach at. So I am going orange. Orange is good. I have some of the orange. I just don't use orange for these coasters. I use those colors. The orange I use for my Halloween scrubbies, which I need to restock now that it's getting closer to Halloween. And there's my cat Guinness. He wants to climb into the bucket with the yarn. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, I've got that circle started. Doesn't match most people's home decor, but blue does. I mean, if you are a Halloween person, it could match. I definitely like Halloween. When I get my new house, there's definitely going to be a Halloween corner. That's just Halloween stuff all year round. Yeah, it helps that I have a black cat. Yeah, so you're gonna come up? I was just about to film a set for the vlog explaining the yarn I'm using, but you can come up. Here he is! Guinness has arrived. He has arrived to show off his butt. Yes, black cat. Here he is. Yes, you are here. I just brushed you. Why are you shedding so much still? Whoop! There goes that tail. Yes. Guinness is here. Guinness is here. Guinness is whipping his tail everywhere. I'm gonna have to go find my lint roller. Why? This is now a cat grooming vlog. Yes. You are a black cat, and he knows Halloween is his time. Yes, you're a good boy. Keep that away from the yarn. Everything I sell on my website is washed and lint rolled and everything before it is mailed out. Just so y'all know. So I once got somebody in my DMs on Instagram about how I have cats, and that's gross that I'm making things in my house with my cats. And I'm like, they live here. And I have a washer. And I'm sorry, I have OCD. I know how to decontaminate. look at this happy black cat getting his brushies before we crochet some more. Yes, Guinness. You are getting a brushy. Yep. Want your chin? Ooh, yeah, your chin. Yes, Guinness. Oh, happy boy. Y'all, I have no idea how he's not bald. One sec. She has no hair. Yeah. Bald like you. I'm not bald. I just cover my hair for religious purposes. Dang, that's not what I wanted to do. One thing about Premier Home cotton, too, is all the cotton fuzzies that come off of it. If you're trying to insult me, it's not going to work good. Yes, I went rolling my face. I don't know how he's not bald. I swear, I brushed enough fur off of him that I want to get into, like, yarn spinning and spin yarn out of him. Here he is. Okay, yes. Oh, that feels much better, doesn't it? Yeah, you know, if you were gonna insult me, can you at least spell better? Like, at least try. Yeah, black cat. Black cat. You're shedding again. I just brushed you. Thank you, Aaliyah. As for losing weight, if I lost any more weight, I'd have to kiss these glorious muscles goodbye. I can bench quite a bit. Alright, let's get that tucked away. No one can see that. If you're just joining the live, welcome. Don't forget to double tap the screen to like the live and hit that subscribe. No talent off. Yeah, I get it. Or they just want a reaction because they're a bored small child. I used to be quite the internet troll back in the day. Just because I was bullied a lot in school, I had a lack of control over my life and just needed to feel something. So. Yes, Guinness. He's just sitting here being insufferably cute. I'm like, I need to film a segment for the vlog and talk to the internet people. And he's just sitting there like, love me. Hello, nice cat. Thank you. Guinness. They think you're nice. Come up and say thank you. No, you're just going to sit there and want me to pet you down. You want chin scratches. That's what he wants. Yes, this is supposed to be a crochet live, but we got to pet the cat. He's a sweet boy. You're going to be 15 in less than a month. Remember you were a little baby kitty cat. Little baby kitten. He was such a cute kitten, my god. He was so little. Alright, he's trying to climb in the bucket again, so. If he fits, he sits. Alright, what was I gonna do? Right, I need to grab that. I think I could get one more center out of this before we switch to the next color, and when I do that, I will film the segment I'm supposed to film talking about the yarn. He's a well-versed dude buddy now. He is. But he's still just as spry as the day we brought him home. Because I spoil him completely rotten. Yeah, you're a spoiled boy. You spoiled boy. He was also a strange little kitten. He liked to take showers. Do you use the magic ring to start the coasters? Yes, I do use the magic ring. And I have a tutorial for how to do that too. Ow! Claws. You do need your claws trimmed. You need just a good grooming, sir. Yes, you need a bath to get all this fur off of you, and you need your claws trimmed, and you need some eye ointment. Because he has a chronic eye condition, which is why they're very dark. He got some kind of eye infection in the shelter when he was a little baby. So, yeah. But yes, I do use the magic ring to start my coasters. I've always been a magic ring girly. The magic ring came easy to me. Doesn't mind a warm bath and enjoys walking on a leash in the yard. That's so nice. Yeah, Guinness likes showers. Did I crochet the flower wall hanging? No, my grandmother crocheted this back in the 70s. I crocheted this one. But this one is actually a blanket in progress. This will not be in my videos anymore after October. I'm going to have to find something different because I found that I really prefer filming from this camera angle. Hi! But this is going to have to come down soon because I got to attach more granny squares I got to finish, and then it's going to go live with my brother because this is his wedding present. So, I mean, I have so many of my grandma's old blankets, I'll just probably put another one of hers here. I'm just storing that one there now because it's so big. Okie dokie. Beautiful work in you as well. Thank you. My grandma was prolific. She had a lot of bad anxiety, and that was a time when there wasn't really any treatment for that. But if she kept her hands busy all the time, her anxiety was okay. So she just crocheted blankets after blankets after blankets after blankets after blankets after blankets. And I have most of them. Some of them she gave away. Some of them are with the rest of the extended family. But I inherited most of them because the crochet gene seemed to skip everybody else in that side of the family. And a lot of them were fraying, and I was able to fix them. I do know how to repair a blanket, for the most part. Alright, I'm going to go off on a limb and say this is not going to be enough to make another circle, so this is going to have to be exiled to the tiny scraps. Offer do things that do cause anxiety. Yeah, it does. I also have really bad anxiety. I got that gene. And crocheting has really helped a lot. It also helps with the ADHD because it's kind of like a fidget. I was that kid sitting there crocheting in class, and then the teacher would turn and take it from me because it was being distracting, and I'd just pull more out of my bag. And eventually I got it added to my IEP that I was allowed to crochet in class because, you know what? It was fine. I did focus. So there. Yeah, I was a shitty kid. But it's okay because now I'm a teacher. So life comes at me fast and I realize, oh, I was a jerk. Well, I wasn't a jerk. I just had. Go for now. May God bless you. Have a wonderful evening. You have a nice night too. Helps to focus. I love to crochet. I'm feeling really. Yeah. I wasn't a complete jerk. A lot of it was just anxiety and ADHD in a time where there weren't many treatments, and the prevailing belief was that girls don't get ADHD. So, yeah. They're like, you just need to try harder. And I was so mad about it that I just became a bit of a jerk. Definitely flipped a couple desks back in my day. And now I'm a teacher. Some new lore about me. Get some clips for the vlog. If you're just joining us, welcome, welcome. Don't forget to double tap the screen to like the live and hit that subscribe button. Widow's Peak keeps popping out. And we're just about to hit the hour-and-a-half mark. But we're feeling good. We'll probably keep going for a while. The night is young. Again, it seems to have settled down. Of course, the air conditioner. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna record a clip for the vlog. Air conditioner. Someone had a lot of anger at the options back in the day. Chose angers because at least he wasn't sleepwalking. Yeah. A lot of my issue too is just anger at the world for not being as accommodating, and now I'm an adult and the world is a lot more accommodating, so calm down quite a bit. Hi, Mom! Cindy's in the chat. Mom's in the chat. God, it feels weird. And yes, my mother is a moderator. Anyway, hi, Mommy. The black cat is right here, hanging out, having a grand old time. Yup, your Guinness, your shedding monster. There he goes. See, it's almost 8:30. What's everybody working on tonight if you're crocheting? I'm obviously still binging these flower coasters for a vlog. Video, challenge, whatever it is. It's for a long form video. And then tomorrow's going to be a video editing day. Bleh. The not so fun part. I think I'm also going to take some time tomorrow and film a tutorial for these coasters. Because I want to start filming tutorials. And each one of these coasters only takes me about 15 minutes. Sleeping and also causing a little bits of ruckus. In true kitty cat fashion. Guinness went to go to his spot on the couch. Day at work. Saturdays on the road generally are, but I'm off work tomorrow. That's nice. Saturdays and Sundays are when I mostly do my business stuff, since I work as a teacher the other 5 days of the week. But if I film a tutorial tomorrow, finish this video tonight, and get the sweater scarf video that I'm finishing edited, I'll have like 3 long form videos ready to go out. So maybe I could take a weekend off? No, that'll never happen. What are you making? Love crocheting, you go girl. I am crocheting flower coasters. We are seeing how many flower coasters I can make in one day. And so far I've lost count, but it's a lot. It's a high number. We're in the double digit. Sweet relaxation. Yeah. Would be nice to not do anything. But, or at least take a day off from filming. $26, $27. I think, yeah. Yeah, this is 26. Thank you for keeping count, because I have dyscalculia, and that's like a running joke in my videos that I have all these crochet ideas, all these patterns in my head, and yet can't do math to save my life. Oh, very pretty. Thank you. They are available for sale on my website if you want them. And I think I will film a tutorial either tomorrow or next weekend at some point. I'll film a tutorial. Just want to figure out filming tutorials because I kind of want to do Vlogmas this year, but I will have to cheat and like pre-film everything like a couple months in advance. Because teacher life. But would that count if I did like a bunch of holiday themed tutorials? So would that really be Vlogmas though, or that would be more like Tutorialmas? Tutorialmas with some Vlogmas sprinkled in. Totally count, yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I know, and I still gotta... I've hit almost all of my 2025 goals so far. The last thing I need to do is I want to write a pattern and film a couple tutorials. I think I'll finally write down my beanie pattern and put that up for sale. But I'd probably need to find out some people to test it for me. Where did my scissors go? There my scissors go. I don't know. I do have friends that crochet, so I could just print it out and be like, here, crochet this. You'll be the tester. If you want, you can email me. And then when I finally get that going, alright, you can email me. Yeah, alright, just send me a message on Instagram, or you can email me at smallpinecrafts@gmail.com. Email me at some point and I'll compile a list. It wouldn't be a lot, and I wouldn't need pictures or anything because I'll probably write it a crochet friendsgiving, like for a live. Mom, that would be fun. Alright, awesome. I will await your email. And if not, you can like DM me on Instagram, TikTok. I'm Small Pine Crafts everywhere on the internet. I'm even on Chinese social media. I did, in fact, join the Great Migration to Red Note when that kerfluffle happened at the beginning of the year. Yeah. I know, I'm still... Or on the Friday after. The Friday after would be good too, because I'd be having my Black Friday sale. So we could do like a live sale of sorts. Cool blanket behind you. Thank you. My grandma made that one. I made that one. Okie dokie. Okay. We're going to film a funny bit for the vlog because I'm covered in fuzzies again. I just love low budget equipment. But yes, we are covered in fuzzies again. So pardon me while I lint roll my face. Because I really love the yarn I'm using for this, but it leaves cotton fuzzies everywhere. Go, but I'm going to email you. Hope you have a nice day. Thank you, TT. And the cats are sharing their fur. Yes. The cats are sharing their fur, and I'm getting like cotton fuzzies off of the yarn. And my tripod will not stand the way I want it to stand. So, we're going to fight with this real quick. Adonis is chilling in a paper bag. That sounds fun. I'm jealous sometimes of the hidey holes that my cats can fit into. I'm like, I want to go into a hidey hole for a while and sleep. Places where people aren't bothering me? Great. Shrink down a bit. I'm using my regular tripod instead of the one attached to my ring light. I've got like so many things on this little folding table. Is there a fee to subscribe? No, there's no fee to subscribe. Subscribing is free, and I don't have memberships set up on my channel yet. I don't know if that's something I plan on doing or not. If I did, it would only be for funny emojis. Maybe early access to a tutorial or something. That's not really something I thought about. Love iced coffee. Everybody, don't forget to drink your water and take your medications. Can't hurt my eye, but I don't want to smudge my eyeliner. It is so hard when I'm putting eyeshadow on in the morning to not go all the way up to the eyebrow. In case y'all are wondering how old I am. Making pumpkins, that's fun. I am crocheting these colorful flower coasters. We're seeing how many of these I can make in one day for a vlog, which I've been really bad at filming today. Got like a couple clips this morning, and then I just locked in and made a bunch. Okay, setting this up for a bit. So I gotta talk about the yarn that I'm using. It's very nice. Thank you. Thank you. Let's email sent. All right, I will check it later. Thank you. Oh. Label printed on post-consumer recycle. Oh, okay. No, I've never actually sat and read the label on this. Well, the extra stuff. I'm like, all right, Premier Home, cotton, the color, the fiber content, the yardage. That's nice. I do like Premier. I am a affiliate with Premier, so if you want to buy yarn from Premier, Nightbot's been spitting out a link in the chat. you can use that, and I end up with a small commission from your purchase at no cost to you. One way to help the channel out. Okay, so I need to make a bit about we're just gonna go for it. Ready? The yarn that I'm using for these coasters is Premier Home Cotton. By the way, I just realized I forgot to record about that at the beginning of the video. Oops. I've just been super duper locked in on making these coasters today. But yeah, I'm using Premier Home Cotton. I will have a link for it below in the description, not subscription. All these acting classes I took when I was a kid are actually coming back. Yes, I took acting classes as a kid. But yeah, I am using Premier Home Cotton for these coasters. It is a nice blend of recycled cotton and polyester. I will have a link for it where you can buy it from Premier down below in the description. And it's an affiliate link, so if you make a purchase using that link, I get a small commission. No additional cost to you, and it really helps out the channel. So you should go buy some of this. It's really nice, even if it does give you cotton fuzzies everywhere. Okay. Oh, but then again, I mean, the cotton fuzzies coming from everywhere. I have been working with this stuff since about 7 o'clock in the morning, and it is now about 8:30 at night. Yeah, well, no, it's not the fuzzies on the coaster. It's the fuzzies in the air. The cat is out of the bag. Repeat, the cat is out of the bag. Oh boy! Speaking of cats out of the bag, how about that CEO at the Coldplay concert? How many have you made so far today? I have made 26. Yeah, it was... That's better. It's better than reality TV. Like, oh my god. I would simply die. Well, I mean, I wouldn't. In the first place, you having an affair with a married man. Because, ew, men. But also, yeah, that's just so busted. Yeah, like there's no coming back from that. That's just go run away and live in a national park as a feral human. There's no returning to society after that. He did. And this is why we always say HR is not your friend. Oh, to be a fly on the wall in the office that day. 12. Yup, witness protection, definitely. There's just... I hope his wife gets a really good settlement. Actual couple. Yeah. Did you see the Philadelphia Phillies reaction? They had the mascots reenact it on their Jumbotron. And that was just... What is faster, the speed of light or the speed of internet jokes? Those have definitely gotten faster in recent years. Memes. Memes are always so fast. Love memes. I ran out of the original yellow we were using for these, so I've broken into the next one, but they're different dye lots. So this one is much brighter than the one I usually use, but it's fine. It's fine. Whatever. It's fine. But I want to see those. I want to see some crochet drama or something go mainstream. Like, I know there's a lot of drama in the crochet community, which I've been around for a while, so a lot of the modern drama, I just sit there like watching it. I want to see him talking about it on a late night show. I think that one disastrous... I want to call it Fiber Festival. Just because it was like Fire Festival, which I remember Fire Festival going down live. That was great. But then there was the Woolen Folk. May have been under a rock. I know there was some drama recently about the 6-day star blanket pattern. Because it was... the pattern itself was originally written in not vintage, trying to explain. Modern crochet patterns I've seen are written very differently than the way I originally learned how to read them. There you go, a lot more in depth. Whereas, like, the crochet patterns that I read when I learned how to read patterns, even though I don't use them, it's like a paragraph. Like, here's your gauge, here's the hook size, here's the yarn, here's the paragraph, you're done. No pictures, no nothing. And it was all in shorthand. And a majority of the 6-day star blanket pattern was written in that style. Which, yeah, not everybody can read that. That sucks, but it also had a free tutorial and everything. But I guess somebody took that pattern, rewrote it to the modern standards, and then started passing it around without permission. And like, it was there was a paid version of the pattern. And I know there was a lot of drama about that. You do tutorials on any channels? I am going to film my own tutorials. I have watched video tutorials just to like get an idea of things, but like the granny stitch bucket hats, Passionate Kelsey makes a lot of those, and I was like, I want to make some because that's a cool pattern. And so I watched the tutorial, but I kind of finagled it into my own thing. Like, I'll look at a pattern, but then I'll still go off and do my own thing. The most somebody else put in the chat, I mostly use patterns just to figure, somebody else does the math for me, and then I go from there. Excuse me. But anyway, doing that instead of yarn needle, weaving in the ends. Yes, I am. It takes a long time to translate. Oh, they plagiarize. Yeah, it's the plagiarism. Which now, I mean, U.S. copyright law and we go back. I have always had kind of beef with U.S. copyright law, mostly because Disney is annoying. That overrated rat should have been in the public domain 10 years ago. But this was like a small-time designer. And like, yes, the pattern was available but for free, but now traffic, instead of being at her website, which is how she pays her bills, was going to someone else. And a lot of people were saying it could cost a ton of money in legal fees. And a lot of people were saying really nasty things about the original pattern writer, Betty McNitt, about how she was like ableist and stuff for writing the pattern in the way it was written. And you know, Cinnamon Knits had a really good breakdown on that. Kind of like how people's need for instant gratification and stuff with this blanket pattern, but not taking the time to learn how to read the pattern. The thief asked permission? No, they did not. They just kind of rewrote the pattern in modern standards and then re-uploaded it. And then the pattern author asked her, hey, can you take this down? She was like, no, I need to put this up for the community. You're ableist and taking away an accessibility to people. Yeah, it was nuts. The whole 6-day star blanket drama. And a lot of it was like, it was a trendy blanket. It was a nice pattern. I looked at the pattern and I'm like, yeah, it's written the way patterns used to be written, in shorthand, and I prefer the shorthand just because that's how I learned to read patterns, and it's less wordy. Like, yeah, it's hard, but once you get the hang of it, it's a lot less wordy. But it got into like, basically, yeah, that's what she could have done. But instead they started making these really not nice accusations towards the original author, who was like, hey, this is kind of my job. This is how I support myself. Not to mention there was a free video tutorial too. Oh, Nightbot, be nice. don't know what Nightbot's problem is. I really gotta tweak the settings. But anyway, they were, yeah, it was a lot of drama going on. And again, Cinnamon Knits did a really good breakdown on it. And how a lot of it was just people who don't know how to crochet yet at that skill level yet wanting this blanket, but not having the skill set to be able to make the blanket, and then just being like, well, that means there must be something wrong with the pattern. Which I haven't made a 6-day star blanket just because I haven't really had an interest in making one. Maybe I'll make one using my scrap yarn or something, but I went and looked at the pattern myself when all that was going down, just to kind of see. I'm like, huh, what's going on? I'm like, oh, this is just written like you'd find in a magazine back in the early 2000s. Or one of my older pattern books. Like, it's just written in shorthand, which is how patterns have been written since time immemorial. Basically, yeah. They became bullies, but tried to hide it under the terms of, oh, I just want it to be accessible for the community. But and then the poor original author had to get like copyright claims involved because they had to keep getting this remade document taken down, and the person that made it just kept re-uploading it because she was doing it for the community. And I mean, as somebody that does technically count as disabled, I have ADHD. I struggled to it feels really infantilizing. An H hook. No, I am using a G hook, 4mm. Which one is an H hook anyway? 5mm? I don't know. I always go by the millimeters. I don't know the letter system, sorry. But like, it felt kind of infantilizing. I'm like, yeah, people with disabilities, it's a little harder, but we can still learn things. Yeah. That's kind of how it felt. And again, it also just felt really infantilizing. Like, they were using disabled people as props. Which I always will yell about. Like, especially with children and children that are disabled that are mainstreamed into mainstream classrooms when they really shouldn't be. And like, people will say, oh, but it's so good for the other kids, it teaches them empathy. I'm like, okay, but what about the poor child with disabilities that's thrust into this environment that isn't really accommodating to them or meant for them? You're just using them as a prop to teach the neurotypical children how to be good people, but what about the disabled child? What benefit do they get being in an environment where they can't thrive? Like, some kids need more restrictive environments with more assistance. They don't need to be props to teach empathy to neurotypical children. So I know the school system tried that with me when I was a kid. Tried to use me as a prop. And that made me pretty mad. Like, I'm not here to teach you to teach people how to be a good person. Like, I should have been in a different environment. And for high school, I did go to a different environment. And I did so much better in that different environment. And then I was able to go to college, and now I'm a grown-up. An old grown-up. And it's because I wasn't in a traditional mainstream environment to teach others empathy. Student is not a teaching tool, yes, and I will scream that for the rooftops. I think every kid needs to be in an environment where they will do well. Sometimes that means being in a secluded classroom. Sometimes that means being partially mainstreamed. Sometimes that means just being mainstreamed with a couple light accommodations. There's no one-size-fits-all approach, and it needs to not be there like, oh, but everybody learns from it. No. People with disabilities are not your props to make you feel like a good person. And that's kind of why that drama with the 6-day star blanket rubbed me the wrong way, because they're like, I'm doing it for accessibility in the community. I'm like, yeah. So that's my soapbox for the night. Stop using people as props. Instead, let them lead the conversation about accessibility and crafting. It's the white savior complex, I think. Something like that. That's what it's called. Savior complex of some kind. Oh, look, it's 9 o'clock. It'll make the holder. Oh, wow. Oh, my hands are all covered in fuzzies. Definitely gonna be a full lotion night when I get off live. We'll probably be live for a while longer. I'm not that. I took a nap, so. We just hit the 2-hour mark and chat's still bumping, so we'll keep going until probably about 10 o'clock, maybe? Right. I have finished 5 more coasters on live, so let's do a quick check-in and see what the total is so far. Does it shrink? Not really, no. It hasn't ever shrunk on me. But to prevent that, I usually wash it in cold water, and then I leave these out to just dry, air dry. just because that makes them last longer. Tumble drying can sometimes like shake out the ends, so that's why. Premier close to Peaches and Cream. I think that's it. No, this one is a little different than Peaches and Cream. Peaches and Cream is a little thicker, and it's a 100% cotton. This really should be a 3-weight, this home cotton. I think it should be a 3-weight. It is 85% recycled cotton and 15% polyester, so it feels a little different, but it's a little more drapey. It's not as stiff, but it's still a kitchen cotton, but I like it. It's a good cotton. Just different than Peaches and Cream. In fact, let me get up and grab a skein of Peaches and Cream real quick, because I have been sitting here for a while. I need to stretch my legs real quick. I will go grab a thing of Peaches and Cream, and we can compare them. Oh, my goodness. I'm getting old. Ugh. Oy, 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 oy. No, stop falling. Uh-oh. Okay. We won't worry about that tomorrow. It's a problem for tomorrow. Okay. Okay, I'm back. I opened the cabinet where I keep all my cotton yarn, and like half of it fell out because gravity. Here is a small skein of Peaches and Cream cotton yarn in the color bright orange. So here's what it looks like. It is 100% cotton. Lovely color. Now here is Premier Home Cotton. As you can see, it is a little thinner, and it is 85% recycled cotton and 15% polyester. So here's the comparison. So as you can see, this one is just slightly thinner, whereas this one is a little thicker. This is more like a classic 4-weight. I think this should be more like a 3-weight. But I don't know, maybe a 3.5? Is there a 3.5 weight yarn? There should be, because it's definitely not a 4-weight, but let me grab a 3-weight to compare it to, because I also have 3-weight cotton real quick. Where'd you go? Where's my cotton yarn? Hi, Dennis. Where are you? Okay. Here we go. Another comparison. This is not 100% cotton. This is 45% cotton, 55% acrylic. This is from Kramer Yarns. This is actually made here in Pennsylvania, not too far from where I live. And let's see, this is a 3-weight. And the colorway is called It's a Girl, because it's a pretty pink. So this is a good 3-weight cotton. I'll just shove it right there in the camera for you. Let's see, can I get them all to fit on my finger at once? So then here's Premier Home Cotton. So I would say Premier Home Cotton is definitely closer to a 3-weight than that. So there you go. I would definitely say Premier Home Cotton is closer to 3 than 4. But yeah, this one is made right here in Pennsylvania. I really like this one. It's a soft cotton, but it's probably because of the acrylic. And yeah, it's made in Pennsylvania, but it's not as expensive. I paid $7.99 for this skein, but that was at like a small store in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. I'm pretty sure you can get this from the website, their website, cheaper. But yeah, I'm glad that people are in agreement with me that this is more like a 3-weight. Alright, I was gonna film a quick check-in. let's pull out all the coasters I have so far for the day. I've got quite a few. So, here's the stack so far. And yes, I do the millennial pause, but I edit it out because I'm a millennial. I'm sorry. We're weird. We like avocado toast and pausing. How many is a bouquet? I mean, I have 6 different colors, so I mean a pack of 6, maybe. Gonna need more cups. Yes, definitely gonna need more cups. Well, these are all for sale. And some of these are actually going to be set aside, not stocked on my website, because there is a place up in rural New York that sells these for me in 4-packs. So some of these are for them. And then I'll put together like a 6-pack, and then you can buy them each individually. And this is all for marketing. The market that I'm doing at the end of things. So let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. We are at 27 coasters so far tonight. Now I gotta pick them all up. Okay, we've got 5. We've got 6 purple ones. Throw them in my whip drawer. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blue ones. We're gonna keep this one separate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guava ones. 2 fuchsia. 2, 3, 4, 5 white ones. Set that aside. Oh, no, we have 5 white ones. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blue ones. And 2 Victorian pink ones. Or, yeah. 7 teal. Yes. Well, turquoise. I think, what is this colorway called? I've got a lot of it. This colorway is called turquoise. It's blue. It's a nice blue. 27 coasters so far. No. That energy saving mode comes on in the most inconvenient times when I'm trying to film. I really need to budget for a mic. It's a little after 9 o'clock. We're still live. I think we can get to at least 35 coasters before the night is over. Shall we do it? We locked in 35 coasters. Better in the north, but you're working here in the south. I mean, south is hotter, so fibercraft's harder to do in the heat. I know I definitely struggle when it's hot out. It has been so hot here in Pennsylvania lately. It's awful. Like, straight up, just awful. Which is why I know people are like, oh, I'm enjoying summer. No. No. Summer is awful. You're only conditioned to like summer because that's when you got your break as a kid from school. What kind of things do you make at Christmas time? Let's see. I make all sorts of things, really. I love Christmas. If you did all the centers first, you could do it. Probably. You know, Aaliyah, that's a good idea. I'm gonna weave in the ends on these first. Because I weave in the ends as I go, because I'm smart. So that saves a lot of time. If I did the centers first, yeah. Though doing the centers first would be a little difficult just because of how I do my color changes. But I think if we lock in, I can get to 35. I need to do more than 30 at least. Because in my video that came out today, I had only made 30 granny squares. And I tagged Kelsey in the title, and I was like, can I beat Kelsey? I did not beat Kelsey in the video. She saw the story I posted on Instagram linking to it, because I tagged her in it, and she looked at it. Like, if she likes and comments on the video, I'll probably have like a fangirl moment. Work at it and get faster at it. Yeah. Practice makes perfect. Nightbot. But yes, I have 7 more to go. Eye of the Tiger. We can do it. Just once I weave in these ends. I've got this one and 2 more to go. But yeah, I mean, it's okay. I have to have a strong Nightbot just because I don't want to deal with a lot of spammers. So, and a lot of them come in with all caps and screaming. Yeah, trolls. I know trolls exist. I used to be one of them. I got banned from CNN. I used to be a horrible troll in the CNN comment section on articles. All the people would get worked up at me, and I would just laugh because I'm like, they have no idea they're arguing with an 11-year-old. Because that's about how old I was when I was. Yeah, I don't know if you still can, but CNN, you used to be able to like comment on articles on the CNN website. I got banned because I would get people all riled up in the comments, and then people would argue with me, thus feeding my trolling, and I would just laugh because I'm like, you're getting this worked up. You're fighting with an 11-year-old girl who lives in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. Communist News Network. They were alright in the early 2000s, but it's all just a money grab. It doesn't matter. All they want, any news network, they just want their money. That's why I don't read the news anymore. I just get all my news from memes. Somewhere in the meme, the truth lies. But yeah, these people would get so angry at me in the comments. I'd be like, you're fighting with an 11-year-old girl and losing because you're reacting. Which is kind of why, yeah, I get annoyed when I get trolls in chat, but I kind of understand because I used to be that way. Do you knit? I do knit. I'm much better at crocheting, but I do know how to knit. Alright. Let's lock in. Let's get to 35 coasters. I've made quite a few of the teal ones, so I'm gonna set that aside. Let's make, let's see, do we want to do fuchsia, pink, or guava? All lovely colors. This is guava, that's fuchsia, this is pink. The colorway of this one is called rose. And that's fuchsia and that's guava. Kind of want to do rose. Because I've only made 2 of this color so far, so I think we're going to go for rose. So we'll make a couple of those and then we'll pick another color. Go for it. Okay. Guava. We'll do guava next. Okay, so favorite hot beverage, coffee. Pumpkin spice latte with whole milk and extra whipped cream on top. I don't want any fake milk. Right. We are locked in to hit 35 coasters. If the yarn would just stop splitting. Yeah, and like people are weirded out by the fact that like I like whole milk. I walk in and I don't go to Starbucks anymore, but I used to. I'd walk in and be like, yeah, I want a pumpkin spice latte with whole milk, and they'd look at me funny. And they're like, what? I'm like, did all the cows in the world die? Did I stutter? I said whole milk. Nine, 10, 11, 12. Oh, we're hit the 2.5 hour mark. Don't forget to double tap the screen to like the live and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Magic Ring is disagreeing with me for the moment, but we will continue. And again, pardon the dull roar in the background, it's just my air conditioner because it's awful outside. Love coffee. Nowadays I make my coffee mostly at home. Because I'm trying to save money and I don't support Starbucks. So. I make my own pumpkin spice lattes at home, or I go to Dunkin'. This is a homemade pumpkin spice latte. Only it's iced because, again, it's awful outside. Summer needs to go away. Ready for fall. Ready for Halloween. See, I'm bad and I use a Keurig, so I get a decent bit every time. But that's because I'm killing the planet. I remember when the Keurigs first came out. Oh my god, sweater weather. Yeah, sweater weather. I want sweater weather. I remember when the Keurigs first came out. God. I don't even remember how old I was. It was a while ago. And I called them Star Trek coffee makers. Yeah, I'm a lot older than people realize. But I'm also not as old as people think, because they realize, oh, you're not a young 20-something. And they just immediately jump to, like, you're in your late 40s. No. Which, when I was 26, I had a parent during a parent-teacher conference. He was from the South, and he was always calling me ma'am. Which I know that's, like, reserved for older women in a lot of Southern culture. So finally I asked him, okay, you're from Texas. Ma'am is reserved for older women. I'm dying to know how old you think I am. And he very confidently said 45. Besties, I was 26 at the time. I was 26. And I just stared there and blinked at him for a bit and was like, 26? Where the hell are you getting 45? What is going on? I knew you thought I was older, but bestie, that's 20 years. Ah. Well, I asked him, like, okay, why 45? he said it's just because the way I talked and the attitude I gave off when we were in the middle of this conference. He said, you just seem like a very been there, done that person. And you're so well put together and you're so confident, and that kind of, he's like, that kind of way you are only comes from a woman in her 40s. I'm like, well, thank you. But I'm 26. I am obviously no longer 26. This was a long time ago, but that was that. And he said, "Well, it's okay because you're still older than me." And then that's when I was like, because there is no training on Earth in all the required training hours I have to take for teaching every year. There is no training that prepares you for being older than the parents. I was not ready for that shift to happen. That shift happened pretty much after that year. A lot of the parents started being younger than me. And there is nothing really that will psychologically prepare you for that realization that, oh, yeah. So that threw me for a loop more than him thinking I was 45. So that was the day I started putting lotion on my face every night before I went to bed. Which, I mean, people still guess that I'm older than I actually am, but at least my skin is nice and soft. Yeah, lesson learned. Older parents of preschoolers, a lot of them are like young to mid 20s. But I work with infant toddler, so that shift probably happened earlier for me than it does for others, other age levels. But yeah, a lot of them are like early to mid 20s. And then I get a couple first time parents that are like closer to my age, and we're just like, heck yeah! Our knees are going to be completely shot by the time they graduate. My youngins having young. It's how it feels. Like these parents are younger than me with like one or two kids, and I'm like, oh, I though. I'm baby. We're baby. Why have baby? Some people I went to college with are already on like their third kid, second or third kid. And I'm just like, jeez. I'm also starting to have a lot of coworkers that were like born in the mid 2000s, and I'm like, you're a fetus. Why are you working? Get back in your mother's womb. And they're like, I'm in my 20s. I'm like, no, you're a baby. You should be a student, not a teacher. What really killed me was that I went out to a bar with my brother a few weeks ago, and I got carded for the first time in a while. It's like I haven't been carded in years. And I guess it was they had just recently been inspected because they're like, okay, see, I need to see your card, and I was like, huh? I haven't been carded in like 10 years. So they pulled it out. They went, okay, I see the 19. You're good. And I was like, what? Yeah, so. And that was like the last time I've gotten carded. Everywhere else I've gone, they're like, yeah, No, we don't need to see your card. You can go tell people unless you have a birthday shirt. I like to make people guess. Because, like, yeah, I had that shock of 45 when I was 26, but now I can look back on it and be like, so it all evens out in the end. Adonis is in your lap, that's why I would type, well, yeah, petting the cat takes priority over everything. Jenko jeans were a thing, they are children. Yes. Okay, so move the tripod a bit more. I've been really bad with this vlog. Trying to make up for my lack of footage for the vlog earlier. It's probably going to be a short video. Because again, like I've said multiple times this evening, I just got super locked in. And then what's going to be really funny is the sweater scarf video that will come out soon after I edit it and get it ready to post. There's like a stretch of time where it's just different shots of me crocheting it. And you could tell that it's been filmed, the shots were each like taken on a different day, because I think I go through like 5 outfit changes in that video. Because that's how long it took me to go make the scarf. Woman ain't right. Yep. Oops, I made a mistake. No, I never make mistakes. Especially on this one, I've been making this pattern. Came up with this pattern when I was a kid. Right. Coaster number 28. We are going. If you are just joining the vlog, welcome, welcome. Don't forget to double tap the screen to like the live and hit that subscribe button. Did I say vlog? I meant live. Starting to wind down a bit, but that's okay. Shared your channel with her. Thank you. That's nice. It was very nice of you. Put that there. Alright, we'll make another. Do you like her vlogs though? Whose vlogs? Leah? Six. 7. Oh, mine. 8. 12. Yes, please like my videos. I work very hard on them, even if they are very low budget production. I'm filming on my phone, and you can finally tell the vlog where I finally got a ring light instead, because I was using a flashlight. This time you'll check out more of my work. Thank you. I do work really hard to try at it. The hope is that eventually I'll be able to do this for a living, so that when I have to stop teaching and because my knees will have given out, I'll have all the crochet stuff to fall back onto. Because there is going to come a time when I'm going to need my left knee replaced. Because I really screwed it up a couple years ago. I was sitting on a yoga ball, slipped off, and just I ruptured my left kneecap. And that's cartilage, so there was nothing they could really do for it. They just said, yeah, you'll need a knee replacement at some point in your life. Good luck. And then I have another thing called Handmaid's Knee. It's from crawling around on the floor with kids for too long, because I've been working with children for a very, very long time. Because I was a private nanny for many, many years, and then the kids all grew up. And then I went to college in a very hilly place, so that didn't do any good for my knees. And now I'm going into year 8 of teaching. So please like my vlogs and watch them, so that I can retire before my knees finally completely give out on me. They crack so bad when I'm walking that I echo down the hallway. It's really funny when I'm at work in the morning, because I'm the first one in the building, and then everybody else will be filtering in. And sometimes I walk to work because I live less than a mile away, which I am very blessed to be able to do that. Or sometimes My dad will drop me off when my car needs work or something. But everyone will show up and they'll know I'm still there because they'll hear my knees cracking down the hallway as they come in. And they're like, okay, Gracie's here. Basically, yes, which is a blessing and a curse because it means, well, if the car stopped working, well, I could just walk, which, knock on wood, that doesn't happen. I mean, it's a good car. And it's paid off. Paid it off 2 years ago. But when the weather is really bad and it's snowing and I'm like, oh, I can't come in, the weather is horrible. They're like, we can see you. Get over here. They're like, you went to college in here, you put on your boots and walk. You've gone to class in worse conditions. And I'm like, darn. So, no snow days for me. So they're like, we could see you. So, but everyone at my job is super supportive of my YouTube endeavors. Pick up almost like 10 minutes. That's how it feels sometimes. Though it's more like, hey, we know you can bench 400 pounds. Can you pick us up in the sled? Sandwich and more water. Go for it. You're pretty. Thanks, but please no comments about people's appearances. Oh, so did anybody watch my How Many Granny Squares video today? Because let me tell you, I went through it, editing that video. So if people don't watch it, I'm gonna be mad. Because, again, I went through it with the editing. Like, the filming was okay. But then a ton of the footage got... What were the challenges? The challenge was to see how many granny squares I could make in a day, and if I could beat Passionate Kelsey. Because in her How Many Granny Squares in a Day... Just completely brain farted there. She made 42. So I want to try and beat her. I did not beat her. I only made 30. But I think that's because she was using the all-in-one granny square yarn, whereas I was using 4 different. Yes, that's the one where a lot of my footage got corrupted. So much footage got corrupted, and I had a hard time getting it off of my phone onto the computer. Like, a lot of it just would not upload, and then to Google Drive, and then download. And then when I finally did get everything uploaded and downloaded, so many of the clips were corrupted. And it was just... And then the footage that, like, had issues, DaVinci Resolve would not render it even if I cut out, like, the part that had issues. They're like, if only, like, a couple seconds of the clip, of a whole clip had issues, I had to throw out the whole clip. I couldn't just cut around it, and... Yeah, I was mad. And I was worried I was gonna have to, like, redo the whole thing and redo the whole challenge. But I was able to salvage it. And so the video was much shorter than I wanted it to be, but yeah. So I'm going to try a different method of getting the footage onto my computer. Spiral squares with 4 different colors. I think I have. I do love crocheting a good spiral. And then I fear that the one I'm currently filming now about the coasters, that one's also going to be on the shorter side. Hopefully not because of corrupted footage, but because I just got so locked in making coasters that I forgot, oh, I'm filming a vlog for this. But we've made up for it with some footage today with the live stream. So we'll just add some stuff from the stream into the vlog. And then maybe I'll do a little extra filming tomorrow of like putting the sets together. Because some of these are going to be sent up to this business. And some of these are going to be connected together to sell as a full set. And we'll just do that if need be. But or it'll just have to be a shorter video and everyone can deal with it. Excuse me. Yeah, especially considering it's 9:50. I don't think we're making 35. We can make at least 30, but it's getting late and I do have to go to bed because I have been awake since 6 o'clock in the morning, and even though I napped before going live, I'm starting to feel it. And we've been live for almost 3 hours, so I think we're going to settle 30 instead. I don't know. We'll see. Start 30, yeah. I actually got on live earlier than I intended to tonight because I didn't nap for as long. And, like, I pre-prepared dinner, so... You're back. Welcome back. We're still going. Yup. Almost 3 hours. But 3 hours isn't anything to really sneeze at. That's not a bad amount of time to be live, because that is really getting my watch hours up, which you need 4,000 watch hours to monetize and 1,000 subscribers. And I found that when I do longer 3-hour live streams like this, I get like 100 watch hours almost and a ton of subscribers, which is why I've also started doing weeknight lives as well. I intend to start going live on like Tuesday nights. Last week we went live on Thursday because Tuesday I was touring houses since I'm house hunting, and then Wednesday I got home, set everything up, and then just didn't want to do it. I literally sat there with everything set up. I was about to push the button and I was just like, no. So we did it Thursday since Sarah from Crochet Vision canceled her Thursday night live. And there's significant overlap between people who watch Crochet Vision's lives and people who watch my lives. So I try not to go live at the same time as she does. Yeah. And this past week at work was just really long and tiring. As the summer winds down, we're starting the hiring process for a lot of new people. Since we always get a big wave of applicants towards the end of summer for people leaving their old centers and coming to ours. And it's just getting all these people through onboarding, all these people through training, and making sure all their paperwork is in. And as one of the longest running employees there, I'm partially responsible for helping sign off on a lot of trainings. Like, I'm not the official trainer, but because I've been there so long and I've been doing this for so long, they like to pair new people with me for like a day or two to learn the ropes for how to take care of the like younger kids, and then they'll pair them with the next one up and then the next one up. And it's just, it gets hard sometimes. Especially when you get a lot of new people that think, oh, this is just fun playing with kids all day. No. Yes, I know what the job entails. I know the reality of this. It's not all sunshine and rainbows and singing songs and learning our colors. Sometimes they explode onto the ceiling. And sometimes you wonder if the owner did something to make the caterer that brings us our lunches every day angry, because they will bring red sauce and applesauce for the same day. And that's usually when I text the owner and I'm like, did you forget to pay a bill or something? Because it's an applesauce and red sauce day. And I think I should get hazard pay for putting up with that. So let's see, 28, 29. Let's set this aside, make a guava one, since you asked for guava. Let's make some guava ones. I think we can get a couple more. We'll definitely get at least 30. I don't think we'll get 35, but we can do 30. Or 32. We'll see how I feel after this last one. I still think I can go for a little while longer, but we shall see. If you are just joining, welcome, welcome. Don't forget to double tap the screen to like the live and hit that subscribe button. And we are past the 3-hour mark. Woohoo! This isn't the longest I've been live, though. I think the longest I've ever been live was my Granny Square live a couple weeks ago when I was filming the actual Granny Square video. The only spot they had open was for the class with the little girl who chased the lady teacher with scissors. Oh, I had a kid that did that a couple years ago. I used to work with the older kids because I was always... the director said I was always really good at managing their behaviors. Probably because I was the behavior kid when I was in school, so... If they're 2 years, you didn't scare easily. Good for you. I made it 3 years as a sub, helping out with a lot of the behavior kids. Like, I'd split my day between that. Like, I would be half of the day down in pre-K, just being extra hands. And then I would be down, like, with the babies and toddlers a lot, just covering breaks and stuff. And I always really liked the baby room, so after 3 years of that, they gave me a baby room position. And I've been there ever since. And I couldn't do older children anymore because I had one little girl that got really, really violent. She had some stuff going on at home, and then COVID, so she was just dealt a bad hand, and she reacted with by getting violent. And like, I don't scare easily, but then I took a chair to the left knee, which is the one that I had ruptured the kneecap. She threw a chair at my knee and then kicked it out from under me, and I hobbled down and was like, I can't do that. I can't do kids that can throw things at me anymore. I can't work with kids that are able to pick up furniture and throw it at me anymore, because one more bad hit to that leg and it's done. So now I work with the babies. And yes, they do throw things at me, but not furniture. Of course, the babies come with their own challenges. Oh, the yard fuzzies are getting me. We got three 3-month-olds. So, I mean, yeah, I could have still handled her if it just weren't for the fact that I had to have a bum knee. I was like, look, I can still deal with this child, but not if she's gonna go after the leg she knows is bad. Because she knew that's my bad leg. And she targeted it specifically, so. That's when I was like, look, someone more able bodied than me has got to deal with that. So now I work with the babies with their own unique challenges, like the fact that we got 3-month-olds this past month. Timeout is not allowed. We're allowed to use it sparingly, which is stupid if timeout is not allowed, because sometimes you just need a break. Kid needs to sit down and chill out. Because a lot of the time, the behavior, they're just overstimulated and need a minute to sit down and, you know, 3-month-olds, they are the sweetest, but when there's 3 of them and they're in cahoots with each other, because I swear that it's like a little Rugrat situation going on. They coordinate when they're all going to need something with each other, where they're all going to blow out and explode at the same time. Spent a lot of time cleaning that carpet up. But they are cute. They're sweet. They're little. And the 3 we all have, they're all like super low percentile peanuts. So I can just scoop them up and hold all 3 at once. And they love it. You know, we have a couple spots in my classroom open for the fall, and all 3 of those little babies are allowed on our school's social media. And the director knows that, like, sometimes I'll carry all 3 of them around in my arms. I'll hold them upright and carry them, and the three of them will sit there and be like, ah, smiling, and they'll hold each other's hands. And she got a picture of me sitting there holding all three of them smiling. And she's like, this is going in the advertisement for your classroom. Like, look at all these cute babies. Also, our teacher is super talented and can carry 3 at once. Yeah, they're sweet babies. They're needy, but they're sweeties. And none of them have control over their limbs yet. So they're just sitting there like wiggly little overturned turtles all the time. Nope. Yeah, I'm getting tired. I'm starting to make mistakes and miscount. I think we'll do one more after this one, and then it'll be the last one. Because then we'll have 4 of each color, which is enough to make 2 sets and restock them on my website. So we'll see how I'll make one more after this one, see how I feel, and then go from there. Tiniest one, you have to wait for naps. Yes, and I mean, in my room, someone's always awake. But I've found that if I crocheted when most of them are sleeping, the ones that are awake will sit there and watch me and be quiet. And it'll put them to sleep. Like, they'll lay there in their cribs and I'll start crocheting and they'll start falling asleep. It's super cute. I was very excited because pre-COVID, in one of my first years teaching, when I was spending time there, I had one little toddler who never really slept well, so I would sit with her during nap time and I would work on my crocheting and she would watch me and eventually it would put her to sleep. So then, fast forward several years, I'm in my local Joann's before they closed. And who do I see but this little toddler, all grown up, in elementary school now, buying crochet supplies with her mom. And I mean, I didn't quite recognize her because she had grown quite a bit, but I recognized her mom. And I overheard them talking because she was trying to find a specific yarn and the specific hook. And I was just sitting there like, and the mom came up and was like, excuse me, you look familiar and you look like you know what you're doing. Can you answer some questions? And I answered some questions and then I mentioned, hey, are you this family? And they were like, yes. And I'm like, it's me, Miss Gracie. And they're like, oh my gosh. And the mom was saying that the little girl had been wanting to learn how to crochet because she saw it on YouTube. And she kind of remembered watching me do it and she wanted to try it. So I gave them my card and I think mom subscribed to my channel. Because I mean, I know a lot of parents of my students are subscribers. They're some of my best customers on my website. But yeah, she kind of remembered watching me crochet. It was a very fuzzy memory, but she wanted to learn because she remembered. And I was just like, ah! And then one of the babies in my first class, because what I like to do for my babies in my classes, I like to make them something for their first birthday every year. And one of my babies in my very first class, I made her a baby blanket. And she is now going into 2nd grade. And she still has it. So, I mean, they ended up moving into my neighborhood, so I still see them from time to time, even though she's older now, so she kind of remembers me. She doesn't remember me very well. But in her words, because I went to her pre-K graduation, and I was like, hey, do you remember who I am? Because she was very, very attached to me. I was her person. And I babysat her through COVID when we were shut down and I was furloughed. Because they had moved into my neighborhood. And they're like, oh, hey, you're our neighbor now. You want to come play? I was like, absolutely. And I asked her, do you remember me? Because her parents had invited me to the pre-K graduation. She's like, I know I love you, but I don't know who you are, but I know I love you. And then she gave me a big hug. So, yeah, I've got a pretty supportive community around me. Yeah, that had me choked up. I don't get choked up often, but that had me like... get a little choked up just thinking about it. So, yeah. These kids. Which is why I'm hoping my knees hold out. At least 10 more years. So, yeah, I'm going, let's see, this August I'm going into year 8 of teaching. And then if I make it to year 10, I think my student loans might qualify for forgiveness under the public service forgiveness. And maybe hopefully by then my YouTube will have taken off. And I can retire from teaching early or go down to part-time. Because when I was a kid, I told my mom and dad, I want to crochet a lot when I grow up. And I was sad to learn that wasn't a viable career option. 3rd grade, yeah, that throws me for a loop. I'm still in contact with a lot of the families, and I get like Christmas cards, and I see how big they are, and I'm like, yeah, time really does fly. Good night, Mom. I'll call in a little bit. I think when I finish this one, I'm going to jump off of live because I just realized how tired I am. and how late it is. But we made it to 30 coasters. Yep, it's after 10. Way past my bedtime, because on weeknights I go to bed at 8:30. Because I'm usually up at 5. So if I don't go to sleep soon, I'm going to have a bad day tomorrow. Good night, Mom. Thanks for hanging out. All right, it's number 30. Now, we're going to make one more. I'm going to get to 31. So we're going to make one more, and then we'll at least have 4 of each color. And I gotta put this all away and head to bed so I can edit the video tomorrow. Then put all these up for sale and hope people buy them. Because they're only $3. Five, 6, 7, 8. Nine. Sorry I had a rough day, but I'm glad I could make it better. I get it. This is kind of like a sewing club or a knitting group, but online. Thank you. I'm glad the community could help. Getting our own little community going here. So, plan for tomorrow is to do some video editing, other stuff around the house. Plan out the next video. So I'm always trying to stay a couple videos ahead. I know I'm trying to rework my mystery hat system because I do sell mystery items on my website. But I want to rework the system I have for that. Because normally I just have a big bucket of random hats that, like, I don't feel like replicating, so I sell them as a mystery hat, but I want to make it a fun mystery hat. So I bought a bunch of plain white poly mailers, and I'm gonna take some time to stuff the hats into those poly mailers. So that way it really is a mystery on what you're getting, because even I won't know. And mystery hats are a great way to use up scrap yarn. Alright. Oop, change the angle. Make the gnomes in the back. No, my mom bought these for me at Aldi. They're just cute little gnomes at Aldi. I like these kind of gnomes. They're super cute, but I don't make amigurumi. I just could never get into it. Especially the plushies, because I have very little feeling in my hands, so I have to have yarn with good stitch definition so that I can see the stitches, because if I can't see them, I have a very hard time. Log bit. It is quite late now. We're just wrapping up the live. I'm tired, so this is going to be the last coaster of the night. I'm calling it after this one. Behind the scenes look at my filming process. Yeah, I have made some amigurumi before using regular thin yarn. It was back in like 2011. I made a little corn cob and some stuff. Alright, snip this off. Yeah, and I got another one. I don't do shout outs or say names. I swear the air conditioner can tell every time I want to film a clip for the vlog. It comes on and is annoying. But I don't want to go turn it off, and because then I'll melt. And I'd rather be mildly annoyed than a puddle on the floor. Alright, fix the posture so I can be seen in the camera. Sorry if this wasn't a very talkative vlog today. I just got super focused on making these coasters that I didn't have any running commentary ideas or any of that. And I also forgot to film a bit because, again, I was just super locked into making these coasters. I've been chatty on live. I haven't been chatty on the vlog. It's just mostly been clips of me sitting there in different spots on my chair crocheting. A lot chattier on live than I am on my vlogs, so I might find a way to try and rip some of my commentary from the vlog into, from the live into the vlog. Can you tell I'm tired? Forgetting how to speak. Word hard. Word hard when tired am. Live will end soon, and I will rest, edit tomorrow, and then I'll probably do another live Tuesday night. Yeah, we'll do Tuesday night this week. Proud of yourself. I am. I mean, I would have liked more than 31 square coasters, but I mean, I'm never happy with the number when I do one of these how many in a day videos. I'm just never happy with the answer. I'm always like, oh, I could have done better if I wasn't such an ADHD gremlin and getting distracted by TikTok. Never mind the fact that I actually wasn't distracted a lot by TikTok today. I had other things around the house to do, like laundry and making dinner and vacuuming, and I needed a nap, and I had to eat at some point. So, but 31 is good. And that means I have at least 4 new ones of every color. I know I've got like 6 or 7 of some of them, but everything at least has 4. So we're set. Didn't know you spoke Yoda. I speak many languages. I speak baby, toddler, German, some Yoda, some Russian, but all learned from playing Counter-Strike in college, so not appropriate to repeat here. But that's how I know when I get Russians in chat what they're saying and when it's not appropriate. Be like, hey, I used to yell that at people on Counter-Strike when I was in college. Because, yeah, the Russian servers were always popping. I would love to know real Russian, not just what I picked up on Counter-Strike, because it's a very interesting language. I mean, I picked up some of it because a lot of the kids that I did play with when other kids played with me growing up were from like former Soviet Union. So that's why I can like read the Cyrillic alphabet, and I know all the insults and everything because they taught me. I mean, I do speak German, so I understand harsh language. Of course, there's also the international food language, where if you get dropped in the middle of nowhere, just walk around going, McDonald's? I can't take credit for that joke. That was my dad's joke. When he was in high school Spanish and his teacher was yelling at them all about how terrible they all were at Spanish and how she would drop them off in Madrid someday and they would all starve to death. And my dad's like, no, I'll just walk around yelling McDonald's until somebody figures it out. And apparently she was not happy with that response. Video games. Oh gosh, I used to be such a gamer back in the day. Before I was really active in the crochet community, I used to be really active in the Skyrim modding community back in like 2016, 2017 era. Bethesda actually gave me early access to the first updated Skyrim edition, the special edition, because I used to make mods and stuff. I was known for my mod where I made all the dogs in Skyrim unkillable, which I'm surprised hadn't been done up until that point. Oh, that's cool. That's my claim, one of my early claims to fame, is I was like, yeah, I'm active in the Skyrim modding community. And it was really funny once because I was having some pretty major computer troubles that I couldn't figure out myself. So I went down to the help desk at my college and I was like, hey, something's weird here. I think it kept kicking me off the Wi-Fi to the point where I had to like restart my computer to reconnect to the Wi-Fi. And I couldn't figure it out. So I took it down to the help desk and he was like digging around with my computer and he's like, you're the one that made the dogs unkillable. And I was like, oh shit, I've been recognized. So, I mean, I still have those mods are still up. I still get the emails from Nexus from time to time about them. And yeah, that was a real deer in headlights moment because I also made a series of mods where I made various other NPCs unkillable, like shopkeepers and blacksmiths and farmers and stuff. The stuff where it was really annoying if they did die. So I made like all those mods of them being essential, and the guy was like super excited, and I'm just like, can you just fix my computer, sir? That's when I knew the world was too small. And then he was like shocked that I was a girl that made the mods. I was kind of a ghost. I didn't post about myself or anything. I'm just like, I made the dogs unkillable. I saved the dogs. I saved the farmers. I saved the miners and the blacksmiths and the shopkeepers. And he was just like, oh my god, I love your mods. And I'm like, oh my god, just fix my computer. Thank you, but please just fix my computer. And he got it fixed. But still, that was like a yikes moment. And that's also how he found out about the special edition, because he saw I had it on my computer. And he was like, a special edition? I'm like, yeah, that was announced a while ago. And he's like, yeah, but it's not out yet. How do you have it? I'm like, because Bethesda knows who I am. They wanted me to convert my mods for the Essential Dogs so that they would be ready to go on launch day. Yeah, I think that was also part of it, because he was like, oh my god. Like, yup. Yup, I, a female, make mods for Skyrim. I should play Skyrim again. I should dig out my gaming laptop. It's just the time investment now, because, you know, running my business, teaching, maintaining a home. Gotta sleep at some point. Alright, that's coaster number 31. We are done for today. First person until you get there. Yeah, that's how you do it. Alright, guys. The vlog clip. Thank you, Aaliyah. I would lose my head if it wasn't attached. Crouched down because I'm using a different tripod and my head's like cut off. Exclusive behind the scenes footage of how I do this low budget style. This is why my neck hurts so much all the time. And we have just finished the last coaster of the night. This is the 31st coaster. Oh, I'm getting too old for this. Oof. All right, everybody. We will weave in the ends of these tomorrow. We will weave in the ends of these tomorrow and do our final recap. But I am going to throw those in the whip drawer, and I'm going to bed. Good night. All right, we did it. We made 31 coasters, and we were live for 3 hours and 45 minutes, roughly. Whoop, whoop. Good night, everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It's on your lap. 40 minutes before you got up to get my sandwiches. Wow. Cuddly cat. I don't think... Guinness has never just sat on me for a long time. He just can't sit still. All right. Good night, everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, repost. All the things that make the algorithm happy. Don't forget that you can purchase all those coasters on my website, smallpinecrafts.square.site. I hope you will. They are priced affordably, especially for this economy. And I ship anywhere in the United States, Canada, and the UK. So, yeah, we've gone international. Thanks again for watching. I think that's everything. I'll see y'all Tuesday night. So, goodbye and good night.